Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are here with the newest member of the Ledger Pro team, GMoney. GMoney, welcome to Ledger HQ.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This place is beautiful.
So, what are you doing here in Paris?
I was out here for NFT Paris. I spoke on the panel on Saturday, and I stayed for Fashion Week and been having.
It's nice that they put those two together for us, right?
It was very, very fortuitous. But NFT Paris was way better than I thought it would be, and there were a lot of people there, a lot of good energy, both from within the Web3 space and also the legacy brand space. I thought there were a lot of good convos and good energy.
My goal is really to get people to think about enterprise security. That's a starting point. Look, there are big exchanges on the planet that are still using Ledger Nanos, right? And Ledger Nanos are great security. The level of security is excellent for that job. What's not there though is the governance, and that's what I talk to luxury brands and I say, okay, where are your smart contracts? Oh, they're in MetaMask. Okay, are they on a ledger? No. Okay, who has the recovery phrase? The two IT guys look at each other and go, we do.
Right.
Like, okay, people need to understand how big a risk that is, right?
Yeah.
It might not be a risk today, but we've certainly had the horror stories of, okay, our company lost $5 million. We know where it is because we can't find our head of IT. Maybe check local plastic surgeons, but that's where we are with this. Like if we started talking to our friends who are leaders of NFT projects, they might have a ledger, so they have the security, but they don't have Ledger Enterprise, so they don't have the governance.
Right.
And that worries me. What happens if that founder gets hit by a bus,
right.
or like
that? It's funny because these are things that we talk about internally on my team, right? Where even something as simple as a Discord, I don't have access to any admin tools on the Discord, so that if I get hacked, it doesn't affect it. I can't post a link, right? And so it's but that's for Discord, and that's much easier to deal with than something that millions and potentially billions of dollars will be stored on, where we think about, okay, what's key man risk here, and how do we try to distribute that as evenly as possible. And honestly, when I was just going through the demo, I was like, oh, this is actually really cool because you can eliminate that key man risk significantly, if not entirely, right?
Yeah.
So to authenticate on the platform, obviously you need your security device to make sure that you're authorized to log in.
Okay.
And then here, so you have all the information of the transaction, so the account, the amount, the fees as well. So if there was a man in the middle attack and some attacker had put their own address, or for some reason 100 Matic, you would see that on your device. And you would be like, okay, that doesn't match what I'm trying to do. I'm going to reject the transaction.
We haven't shown you the gallery, so here actually it's Ian's portfolio. We just hacked it into there.
Yes.
That's where your gallery would turn up, and you can track your items from here. You can transfer them from.
You can transfer them to other addresses.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
And
so you don't need to go to OpenSea.
You don't.
Hit transfer.
You can send it from here.
I like it. It's cool. I started originally with hot wallets and then cold wallets. And then now, as we've been, messing with 90cc, right? It starts with cold wallets, but then, I'm sitting here looking at the solution. I'm like, this makes sense, right? Because, there's one thing about enterprises is it's always dynamic, right? The people that are there today aren't guaranteed to be there tomorrow because, life goes on, careers and stuff like that. So how do you deal with that, right? Where it's if somebody has a seed phrase, you have a seed phrase for life, right? And so how can you now abstract that risk away and still operate something where if I'm on the road and I can't, do a transaction that somebody in the office can, but when I'm there, I can do it as well, right? So to me, it makes a ton of sense. It's something that's definitely needed, and I think even a lot of times I think you'll see from institutional grade solutions are still missing this important piece, right? And so I think the fact that this is coming online and is something that's available, I think starts to change the game, where all of a sudden, if I'm a large enterprise or a corporation and I'm coming into the space, all of a sudden you feel from a risk perspective in terms of what you just said about the IT guy running away with wads of cash, that starts to become much, much less, right? Much less likely.
So I'm going to ask for your help.
Okay.
So thank you for joining the pro team. What I want to do is I want to go to everyone who's not an individual. If you're an individual, go to ledger.com, buy a nano, you're good, right? If you're not an individual, if you're an organization, right? You're a company, you're a fashion brand, a sugar water brand, you're you know, you're an NFT project, right? And you have a team. What are you using? Just please, I just want people to tell me. And if it's not Ledger Enterprise, why not? If you tell me, oh, I've got a better solution, I want to hear that too, actually.
No, I agree. I think, because I think part of it, to your point exactly, is it requires education, right? Because first is people are like, okay, what is crypto? Okay, how do I secure it? And like really basic level secure, right? Like it's like just get a hardware wallet. But now the next evolution of that is like, what's the governance? How can we then utilize it and build out, scale an organization so it's not where it's like one person running around with one seed phrase and like being like, all right, if this person disappears, like what happens to the organization? What happens to the treasury, all the money that's sitting in there? What happens to the inventory, right? It's like
exactly, yeah.
That like
The
in the
customer
real
relationships.
World, yeah, in the real world, things are not set. There's a ton of fail safes, and it's like we're building that now in the space, and it takes time, right? Especially when you're dealing with security, like that's something you can't compromise on.
We have a real horror story,
Right.
and I would like to have those people, you know, in those communities be benefiting from the governance that Ledger Enterprise, you know, provides. So thank you for joining us. Thank you.